Is a man and a woman. They recently arrived and she's very pregnant. She's about to give birth. And he goes to the hospital. It's the first hospital birth in the family. And he talks to them about how much it will cost. And they tell him the price. And he looks at the list of things and he says, "What's this, $10?" He says, "That's for shaving. We shave the area near the birth canal." He says, "I'll do my own shaving. You just take off the $10. Okay. At the appropriate time, he gets out his mug, and he gets out his brush, and he brushes his wife up very nicely. And he takes out his straight razor, and he starts to work, and then finally he says, "Hana, go like this."
Machazoi.
He said, "Hana, machazoi." This happened in Poland a long time ago. A train is going from a small town to Warsaw, and all the seats are occupied except one, and the other occupant of the two-person seat is a little old Jewish man with a yarmulke. And in comes a Polish captain, and he has no place to sit, and he looks with disdain at the Žid, the Jew. He says, "I guess I'll have to sit next to him." So he sits down. And the Jewish man says, "Good morning, Captain. Welcome to our train. You wouldn't mind, I'll stop now and have my lunch, because my wife made it for me to take with me on the train. And I don't have a dining car. I guess you won't get anything." Well, wait a minute. Here's what I have. I have a piece of bread, I have a hard-boiled egg, and I have a fish head. You can have, please, Captain, be my guest, take either the bread or the egg. "No." "Okay, excuse me, Captain, I try to be friendly." And they keep rolling along. And "Why won't you give the fish head?" "Well, it's an old superstition, a Jewish superstition. My wife cooked this fish, she saved the head for me. Because an old Jewish superstition, it's silly. Fish heads make you smart. So I'm going to Warsaw. They've got big businessmen there, and I'm just from a small town. So she's trying to sharpen me up. I should be okay in business in Warsaw. Please, Captain, be my guest and take the egg." "I want your egg." "How much you want for the fish head?" So, "Excuse me, Major. I beg your pardon. I humbly beg your pardon. I'll be happy to give you both the bread and the egg. Be my guest. The fish head, my wife made me promise that I would eat myself. So, if you'll excuse me, I won't give it to you.
Should I close the door now?
But please be my guest, take the bread, take the egg." "How much you want for that fish head?" He says, "It's not for sale." He says, "Supposing I give you a whole zloty for it?" He says, "Colonel, I beg your pardon, but I am not going to sell this fish head. I want to give you, to be my guest, both my hard-boiled egg and my piece of bread. You'll have a nice lunch. We'll both be friendly. I'll give you 2 zlotys for it." He says, "Please, I'm begging you, on bended knee, Colonel, don't ask for my fish head. My wife made me promise I will eat it. I'll give you 5 zlotys for it." "General, I beg your pardon, sir, but this fish head, I tried to explain. My wife gave it to me special. She made it, she prepared it, she wrapped it up for me. 7 zlotys, take it or leave it." "Well, 7 zlotys is more than this man makes in a week for one fish head." He says, "Well, I'm trying to be true to my wife, but at the same time, I cannot refuse 7 zlotys. So he hands him the fish egg, and the captain gives him 7 zlotys, and there's still quite a bit of meat in the fish head, and he eats it and then rather enjoys it. And he sits back as the Jew eats his egg and his bread. He says, "You know something, Jew? I'm thinking about this. I gave you 7 zlotys for this fish head. Your wife probably bought the whole fish for a zloty. And you enjoyed the rest of the fish, your whole family. And here I paid you 7 times what she paid for the whole fish, for just the head." And the Jew said, "Aha, It's working already. People have come to the theater, the Yiddish theater, to see the famous Yiddish actor Timoshenko. And when the curtain is down after the first scene, Timoshenko doesn't come out, the manager does. And he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I have some terrible news. The rest of the show is cancelled." That's Tomaszewski. The great Tomaszewski has died in his dressing room the way he would have wanted to go, but he's dead. I'm sorry. A voice from the balcony says, "Give him an enema!" So the manager says, "Mister, you must not be too shocked by this terrible news to go out of your mind. He's dead. Give him an enema!" But I explained to you he's dead. It won't help him, an enema. It wouldn't hurt him.
Schwette gun nicht helfen.